You think your money problems are about budgeting, right? Wrong. What if I told you it's not about the numbers, but the neurons? That's right. The root of your financial chaos is buried deeper than your bank account. It's rooted in your childhood. Picture this: you're not just managing money, you're managing emotional residue. The belief that, if I just tighten the belt, I'll be fine. Is your mind playing a cruel trick? You were told to save, to invest wisely, to avoid debt. Standard protocol. But here's the glitch: each decision you make is tainted by memories you didn't even know were there. It's like your brain installed a hidden app in childhood that now runs in the background, stealing cognitive bandwidth. It's not discipline, it's the echo of past experiences. That voice whispering, spend, or save? That's not you. That's a kid who once saw money as a rare treasure or a forbidden fruit. Remember when your parents said, "We can't afford that"? Enter scarcity mindset. This cognitive bias tricks you into thinking resources are always limited. Fast forward, and you either spend like there's no tomorrow or hoard like a squirrel in October. The brain's glitchy logic. Lack is normal, so either clutch tightly or indulge while you can. This isn't budgeting gone wrong, it's a survival mechanism gone rogue. All your financial behavior is just a rerun of your childhood script. The irony? Your spending isn't reckless, it's a calculated risk based on outdated software. Meet loss aversion, your brain's obsession with avoiding loss over achieving gain. As a child, you learned losing was painful. So, you spend to avoid the feeling of lack or save excessively to dodge future regret. Your brain isn't malfunctioning, it's sticking to its programming. It's not about willpower, it's about an unpatched system error. Decision fatigue is the final bug in your system. As a kid, you were overwhelmed by choices beyond your control. Now, every financial decision feels like a marathon. You buy the unnecessary because it's easier than choosing the necessary. So your brain defaults to autopilot. It's not lazy, it's exhausted. But here's the twist: recognizing this isn't a failure. It's the first step to rewriting the code. Your childhood trauma isn't a death sentence for your wallet. It's just the initial script. Let's dissect the illusion you call financial discipline. You believe it's a matter of keeping receipts and tracking expenses. In reality, your brain is running a script from yesteryears. Back then, money was a mystical force, a source of conflict or comfort. Your brain recorded these episodes like a reality show, and now you're the unwitting star. It's not about lacking discipline, it's about following an outdated operating system. You're not failing to budget, you're obeying old rules. Now, let's expose another glitch: mental accounting. Your brain loves to categorize. You create little mental boxes: money for bills, money for fun, money for emergencies. But here's the kicker: these boxes are a mirage. They don't exist. They're your brain's desperate attempt to impose order on chaos. And guess what? These compartments can be as rigid as the rules you absorbed as a child. You think you're being prudent, but it's just a mental sleight of hand. Ever felt guilty after a big purchase? Meet sunk cost fallacy, your brain's tragic flaw. It clings to past investments like a dog with a bone. You buy something expensive, and instead of walking away, you double down. Your brain tells you, "You've already spent so much, might as well get your money's worth." Sound familiar? It's not financial folly, it's your brain trying to justify past decisions. It's a relic from when losing was a cardinal sin. Let's talk about decision fatigue, the silent killer of smart spending. It's the result of constant micro-decisions. As a child, your choices were limited, creating a sense of overwhelm. Fast forward, and you're faced with an avalanche of options. Your brain, still stuck in its ancient script, shuts down. You make impulsive buys not because you're thoughtless, but because your brain is exhausted. It's not a flaw, it's an overworked processor stuck in a never-ending loop. Finally, let's analyze scarcity mindset. It's your brain's primitive fear of not having enough. As a child, you learn to see scarcity as the norm, embedding a deep-rooted anxiety. You either splurge to escape the feeling or hoard to prevent future lack. Either way, it's a distorted view, an outdated survival tactic. Your brain is running on old software, perceiving abundance as fleeting. It's not a lack of gratitude, it's your brain's misguided attempt at self-preservation. Let's calculate the cost of your childhood programming. Imagine a lifetime of financial decisions dictated by outdated scripts. You spend when you should save when you should invest, and risk when you should hold steady. This isn't just a financial drain, it's an emotional one. Over time, this pattern erodes your wealth potential and peace of mind. But here's the twist, it's not a life sentence. The same instincts that lead you astray can be your greatest asset. Your brain's wiring isn't faulty, it's just misdirected. Recognize that your mental accounting and loss aversion are actually high-tier survival mechanisms. These instincts evolved to protect you from real-life dangers. The glitch is applying them to modern financial dilemmas. Redirect them, and they become powerful tools. Imagine a mental audit where your brain's natural caution and categorization skills work in harmony, not chaos. This isn't a bug in the system, it's untapped leverage waiting to be harnessed. Flip the script on sunk cost fallacy. Instead of sticking to past decisions, pivot to a growth mindset. Acknowledge the investment, but align future action with current goals. This isn't about erasing history, it's about evolving it. When you repurpose this instinct, you transition from being a prisoner of past investments to a strategist of future gains. Your brain, once locked in a cycle of justification, becomes adept at dynamic decision-making. The past becomes a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Decision fatigue is a call to simplify. Embrace the automaticity of your brain, but streamline it. Develop protocols that reduce decision friction. Automate savings, set spending rules, and create default choices. This isn't about laziness, it's about conserving mental energy for what truly matters. The brain's natural tendency to run on autopilot becomes an ally, not an adversary. You transition from a reactive spender to a proactive planner. This is your brain, optimized for efficiency. Finally, let's reframe scarcity mindset. Recognize it as a tool for creative resource management. Scarcity doesn't have to mean deprivation, it can spark innovation. When you use this mindset to focus on maximizing resources rather than fearing their absence, you unlock a new level of financial creativity. This isn't about denying the past, it's about transforming it. Your brain's primal fear becomes a catalyst for strategic abundance. The scarcity script evolves from limitation to liberation. Here's the new protocol. Start with awareness. Track your financial decisions back to their emotional roots. Every time you reach for your wallet, pause. Ask yourself, am I operating under an old script? This isn't just introspection, it's debugging your mental software. By identifying the emotional triggers, you dismantle their power. This isn't a one-time fix, it's a continuous practice of self-awareness. The goal is to replace emotional reactions with informed choices. Implement strategic pauses. Before a big purchase, give yourself a 24-hour cooling-off period. This isn't procrastination, it's strategic timing. It allows your brain to shift from emotional impulsivity to rational evaluation. During this pause, conduct a cost-benefit analysis. Consider not just the monetary cost, but the emotional impact. This isn't about second-guessing, it's about empowering your decision-making process. Over time, this protocol becomes second nature, transforming impulsive spending into deliberate action. Automate financial habits. Set up automatic transfers to savings and investment accounts. This isn't just convenience, it's about creating a financial autopilot. By reducing decision points, you conserve mental energy for more significant choices. This protocol leverages your brain's natural tendency towards routine, turning it from a glitch into a feature. Automating finances turns necessity into habit, freeing your mind from decision fatigue and allowing space for strategic thinking. Develop a gratitude practice. Shift focus from scarcity to abundance by regularly acknowledging what you have. This isn't about denying challenges, it's about recalibrating perspective. Gratitude rewires the brain, reducing the grip of scarcity mindset. By focusing on abundance, you foster a mindset of sufficiency and potential. Over time, this practice reduces anxiety and increases satisfaction, transforming your financial outlook from one of fear to one of possibility. Finally, integrate future self-visualization. Regularly envision your future self who has mastered these new protocols. Picture the financial freedom, the peace of mind. This isn't daydreaming, it's creating a mental roadmap. Visualization strengthens your brain's commitment to change, aligning current actions with future goals. By consistently connecting with your future self, you transform financial discipline from a chore into a pathway. This protocol turns potential into reality, setting the stage for a financially empowered life. Here's your new internal protocol: question automatic thoughts. Every financial decision begins with an impulse, often rooted in childhood conditioning. When you feel the urge to spend or save excessively, interrogate that impulse. Is it driven by genuine need or by a script of scarcity? Challenge these thoughts with data, not emotion. By consistently questioning your automatic responses, you begin to reprogram your financial mindset from reactive to proactive. This shift is the cornerstone of financial autonomy. Embrace self-compassion as a financial tool. Understand that past mistakes don't define your future. When you overspend or miss a saving opportunity, treat yourself with the kindness you would extend to a friend. This isn't about letting yourself off the hook, it's about breaking the cycle of shame that perpetuates poor habits. By practicing self-compassion, you reduce emotional baggage, freeing up cognitive resources for better decision-making. This protocol transforms self-criticism into self-improvement. Implement the one small change rule. Instead of overhauling your entire financial approach overnight, make incremental adjustments. Redirect a small expense into savings or swap an impulse purchase for a future investment. These micro-adjustments compound over time, creating significant financial shifts without overwhelming your system. This isn't about radical change, it's about sustainable evolution. By focusing on one small change at a time, you build a resilient financial foundation, one step at a time. Leverage community as a financial resource. Connect with others who share similar goals and challenges. This isn't about comparison, it's about collaboration. By sharing experiences and strategies, you gain insights and accountability. This protocol turns financial isolation into a network of support. Together, you challenge the old scripts and reinforce new, healthier ones. Community becomes a catalyst for financial growth, transforming individual struggles into collective wisdom. And finally, implement a periodic financial review. Set aside time every month to assess your financial decisions, goals, and emotional triggers. This isn't about nitpicking. It's about gaining clarity and perspective. By regularly reviewing your progress, you reinforce new habits and identify areas for improvement. This protocol transforms financial management from a reactive task to a proactive strategy. In the end, you're not just managing money, you're mastering it. Congratulations, you've made it to the edge of your financial reboot. But before you bask in the glow of newfound awareness, let's clarify. This isn't a victory lap. It's a checkpoint. The real work begins now, as you confront the inertia of old habits. It's not just about knowing the mechanics, it's about implementing them relentlessly. Each financial decision is a chance to reinforce your new protocol. It's a commitment to change that requires vigilance and patience. Let's dismantle the notion of a final destination. Financial mastery isn't a place you arrive at, it's a process you engage with continually. The moment you think you've got it figured out is the moment complacency creeps in. The brain loves to revert to old algorithms when left unchecked. Your job is to keep the software updated. This means regular auditing of thoughts, emotions, and spending habits. Financial health is dynamic, it evolves with you. Redefine success in terms of adaptability, not accumulation. The true measure of financial intelligence is your ability to pivot when circumstances change. Life will throw curveballs, unexpected expenses, market shifts, job changes. Your past trauma taught you rigidity, your new protocol embraces flexibility. This isn't weakness, it's resilience. By focusing on adaptability, you transform financial setbacks into opportunities for growth. You learn to dance with uncertainty, rather than being paralyzed by it. Let's confront the myth of control. The truth is, absolute control over finances is an illusion. What you can control is your response to financial challenges. By focusing on what's within your influence, you reduce anxiety and increase efficacy. This protocol isn't about micromanaging every dollar, it's about creating a resilient mindset. When you release the need for control, you open the door to strategic foresight and creative problem solving. The less you grip, the more you gain. Here's your mic drop moment. Stop seeing money as a measure of worth and start seeing it as a tool for freedom. Your childhood trauma may have shackled you to a script of scarcity, but your new protocol frees you to write a narrative of abundance. Remember, money is nothing more than a resource, a means to an end, not the end itself. When you shift from a mindset of accumulation to one of intentionality, you unlock true financial liberation. Let's tackle the concept of financial identity. Childhood trauma often distorts your sense of worth and success, linking them directly to money. You may find yourself chasing labels, status, or security through spending. But here's the reality check. Financial identity doesn't equal self-worth. This distorted view is a bug, not a feature. Shift your focus from external validation to internal satisfaction. Reframe your financial identity to reflect your values, not societal pressures. This shift transforms spending from a validation quest to a values-driven action. Now, consider the role of financial goals. Traumatic experiences often skew your perception of what's achievable or necessary. You might set overly ambitious targets or, conversely, limit yourself due to fear of failure. This mindset is a relic of your emotional past. The solution? Redefine your goals to align with your current reality and aspirations, not past fears. This recalibration allows you to set achievable milestones, reducing anxiety and fostering motivation. It turns financial planning into a tool for growth, not a test of worth. Let's explore emotional spending, a common glitch stemming from childhood trauma. You might buy things to fill emotional voids, seeking comfort or distraction. But here's the hard truth: material goods can't solve emotional problems. This behavior is a temporary patch, not a permanent fix. Instead, develop emotional resilience to address the root cause. By understanding and processing your emotions, you reduce the reliance on spending as a coping mechanism. This shift transforms your relationship with money, making it a tool for function, not distraction. Examine the concept of financial security. Childhood trauma might have programmed your brain to equate security with hoarding or excessive saving. You cling to money as a buffer against uncertainty, but this can stifle growth. The paradox? True security comes from flexibility, not rigidity. Reframe security as a dynamic balance between saving and investing. This shift allows you to embrace calculated risks, enhancing long-term stability. It transforms financial security from a static vault to a dynamic strategy. Finally, redefine your relationship with money itself. Childhood trauma often scripts money as a source of conflict or anxiety. But money is neutral, it's your script that adds emotional weight. Reprogram this narrative to view money as a resource, not a ruler. Use it intentionally to facilitate your goals, not dictate your life. This isn't just a mental exercise, it's a paradigm shift. By rewriting your money story, you liberate yourself from past scripts, empowering a future of intentional financial freedom.